I am extremely thrilled and honoured that my first video for Button Bash should be about Star Wars. The franchise has left an indelible mark on the history of games development, and so it's a real treat for me today to talk to you about Star Wars, The Force Wait, does that say The Force Unleashed? No. No, that's not true. That's impossible! I'm Lee, welcome to Button Bash. Fine. Instead of talking about the excellent The Force Awakens, why don't we take another look at the not great The Force Unleashed, a third-person action game from 2008 that was going to show off the power of the Force as it had never been seen before, as a vehicle for physics puzzles. It was our last great hope for the Jedi Order. Let's find out what went wrong. Unleashed had good intentions, but somehow went spectacularly awry. Maybe it was the inescapable taint of the new trilogy. Unleashed was meant to bridge the awful third film and the good fourth, exploring what Vader was doing in the years before his lost children grew up to murder him and his employer. Turns out he was raising a secret murder child of his own, naming him Starkiller, and loosing him on the galaxy to cause trouble and foment a rebellion. The game struggled to find the right tone. Ostensibly a darker story of betrayal and redemption, the grumpy protagonist and his cool backwards way of holding a lightsaber were constantly undermined by the frivolous nature of wonky video game physics. You can't just give a guy a scowl and bandaged arms and expect me not to giggle like a child when he pushes a ragdoll stormtrooper out a window. Right out of the gate it stumbles. The introductory level does that thing everyone used to do, where you start off playing with all the powers unlocked, only to have to earn them back again later. Here, you're temporarily playing as freaking Darth Vader. Yes! Armed with Unleashed's over-the-top take on Force Push, a chargeable kinetic blast attack that bowls enemies over and smashes down barricades. It then drops you on Kashyyyk, Chewbacca's home planet, and tells you to go and kill an army of Wookiees. You know Wookiees, those lovable, cuddly monster men with the twinkly, soulful eyes? Go cut them up with your lightsaber, then push all the bits off a ravine with your space god powers. Off you go. Vader wonks about the place, jumping awkwardly and leading the charge in a battle that, as far as I can tell, the Empire had already won. You might be forgiven at that stage for thinking you're going to have an okay time with the game, and then the camera pulls back to an awkward angle so you can have your first of the many tedious boss battles in the game. Vader wins and finds a baby with a lightsaber. Don't give a lightsaber to a baby, Darth Vader. You're a terrible father. After the mixed bag that is playing as Vader, Starkiller himself is even more of a letdown. I think as much fun as it is to wiggle dudes around with Force Lift and hurl them through pylons with Force Push, the level design and combat encounters don't let you revel in your powers for too long. The endless war machine of the Empire means you're too busy being harassed by troops to use your abilities in clever ways. The game engine combined an impressive collection of physics tools, relying on Euphoria to animate the characters, Havoc to hurl them around, and digital molecular matter to dynamically destroy whatever they crashed into. Cool tech toys to be sure, but draped over an action game that was a little undercooked. It played like a weightless god of war, and relied too heavily on QuickTime events during the really cool stuff. Despite its flaws, it sold well on the PS3 and 360 and spawned a sequel. Please don't ever play the sequel. If some good stuff got lost when Disney purged the canon after buying the franchise, it was worth it to make sure that nothing that happened in these games has any bearing on future films. Sorry, Starkiller, you were supposed to bring balance to the Force, but you ended up leaving it in darkness.